What smell will you never forget? Doing a welfare check on an elderly lady one day and she wouldn't answer the door. Keep trying and got no response. The neighbors said she always comes to the door, so something must be wrong. Called the daughter that asked us to do the check and she gave us permission to force entry. I kicked the door and as it flew off the hinges and disappeared into the darkness, the smell hit me. I had never found a body before. My sergeant said, "You'll never forget this smell." We went in and found her naked, dead on the toilet. Called EMS and they brought in a body bag. The two female medics couldn't get her in the bag by themselves since she had gone stiff, so I gave them a hand. That's when it got worse. I had heard about dead people farting but didn't know it was real until she did it as we laid her flat in the bag. I had to jump in the bathtub because I was dry heaving so badly and didn't want to puke on the floor. As we were putting her in the ambulance, the neighbors said the next door neighbor is very nosy, and with something like this happening, she would typically be out here all in your business asking what happened, but she's not out here and her car is there. So we went next door and started knocking. No answer. Kicked that door and got hit by the smell again. Went in and found her legs hanging out of the closet and her on the floor. Told EMS to bring in another bag, and this time I went outside and let them do it. The other smell I'll never forget is after doing a raid on a house for a drug trafficking warrant, we arrested the suspect. He had his leg wrapped up in a plastic bag. I asked why he had a bag on his leg and he said he had an issue. We got him in the ambulance and the medics began cutting the bag off. He had shot up and it got infected and abscessed. Instead of going to the doctor, he wrapped it in saran wrap, then wrapped it in a plastic bag. Once they cut that plastic off, the smell of gangrene hit me. His leg looked like relish you put on a hot dog. I immediately got sick but fought it until we got to the hospital. I had to stay with him since he was still under arrest. The nurses and medics were all joking and laughing at me for getting sick, then would go in the room and come running back out covering their mouth and nose. Those are two smells that will stick with me until the day I die.